Welcome to my world. Open your mind, but for a minute. Let that spirit pour into a thirst for a better you. Hello, you are listening to Consider If You Will, where humanity is distilled into prose of brevity. This is your host, SMeche, bringing you original wisdom for motivation, inspiration, and your most humble consideration. Join me for a toast. Raise your glass and let us consider the meaning behind today's words. It is the myth of toxic masculinity that fails to separate bad behavior from the need of real men. Salute. In the span of my life from childhood to today, there seems to have been a real decline in the role of the masculine male. To be sure, societal evolution has played its part with change from rural farming, manufacturing, and other labor-intensive trades. This shift where advances in productivity and technology jettison livelihoods of necessity into a growing middle and upper class has created less dependency on men as providers and defenders of the family. Couple this with what at least seems to be a deliberate attempt to soften man's role in the world by the entertainment industry and special interests, eventually makes gains in acceptance, particularly on youth, while formulating their own views and roles that they are to play. Many spend much effort in trying to dismantle the traditional roles of males play in society for their own political and controlling gain. Those that do so in an effort to promote their sexual preferences and gender identities open up a much more complex contribution to this topic that is better left for discussion on its own. Behaviors and instinct that separate men from women are defined by nature, not ideology. For myself, the suggestion of masculinity as being toxic is something that I reject. Rightly or wrongly, I view the attempt to label it as such no different than calling an abortion clinic Planned Parenthood. The clever use of adjectives in naming may distract some, but for most, it can never mask what it's truly about. Where did this notion originate and why? Much can be derived from those studying, defining, and promoting this as toxicity, yet in doing so, leave no room for correcting the very behaviors it seeks to eliminate. Masculinity is a good and necessary part of human existence. It is a rite of passage from that of a boy to becoming a man that should be celebrated, not suppressed. Describing masculinity in this way only serves as an attempt to define the male as inherently bad, which of course is far from the truth. Those attempting to justify this characterization as valid bundle all men in a single category, alienating those who reject bad behavior. Wrongful actions of individuals are just that of their own making and not of the whole. Call it for what it is, unacceptable. And real men, the masculine male, consider doing your part to ensure that it is never tolerated. Society may very well continue to evolve in a manner where the roles of men and women become less apparent, though for humans to survive as a species, it can never be eliminated. Let us toast once more. Raise your glass, and this time, imagine how it will impact your day. Consider if you will. It is the myth of toxic masculinity that fails to separate bad behavior from the need of real men. Salute. Remember, a better world starts with your selfless service to mankind. This is SMeche saying, I'm excited for the blessings of every tomorrow. Are you? Coming up in our next episode, a bit of sage advice. See you here tomorrow. Thank you for listening. Get free daily inspiration by subscribing to this podcast and please share with your friends. Visit us at considerifyouwill.com. Let's continue the conversation. We would love to hear from you.